welcome back to the channel. We've got another mailbox. I can't remember the exact term I use for these now because I've changed the title that many times. It's been called a mail drop, a mailbox, a letterbox drop, a parcel thing. So it's just letters and parcels. So I think I'll list it as letterbox drop. I think that's what it's listed at on YouTube. So we've only got two. We've got a large parcel and a small packet, if you like. There is some other stuff doing this week, but we'll get to them as and when they arrive. So we're going to go over to the bench because I've got, obviously there's lots of sensitive information on the outside of these. The sender's put his name and address and everything on, and I don't want that getting flashed up in front of the screen accidentally, so we're going to go over to the other camera so I can open it without it being seen, and then we'll have a look at them. So here we go. So here we are. Nice new mat, and we've got a nice black side this side, and then it's white on the other side with black lines. I've got this specifically for doing reviews, video builds and so on, so that it stays nice and clean at all times. And hopefully this will help the camera focusing and also improve that side of things. So let's open this first packet, which comes from the paper house. I know what this is. I've been after this for a long time. Everyone I've known that has bought this product has gone on to say how incredible it is. I am, of course, referring to brush cleaner and preserver. The Masters brush cleaner and preserver. I kid you not. Everybody that buys this, they go on about how massively impressive it is. I was going to do a review on it, but actually there's not much to review, so what we'll do is we're going to go straight in and do. I've never used this before in my life, so we're going to do a little promptu review on it, and let's just see how good it is. Now, I knew this was coming, so I've deliberately left one of my better brushes in some water to clean, and you can see that oh dear, that really has been destroyed somewhat. So let's just, so that's in a really bad way. I'm not happy about that. Actually, I should have picked a cheaper brush to do this on, but yeah, that's no good at all. So I really hope that this does what it's supposed to. Just read the back. Yeah, make sure the brush is wet. Rinse. Right, I'm not sure I completely understand what they're saying there. It looks like they're saying to wet, rinse, no, dip it in this, then wet it again, and then dry it. I think that's what they're saying. So let's move that camera up a little bit. We'll bring this down so that we can, I want to keep that in there. We keep that in shot. So it reminds me of it's sort of like a shoe polish. It looks like a shoe polish. So without further ado, let's Let's wet it. I've got some clean water here that's not been used for anything else. And I don't know whether I'm doing this right or not. I don't know what. Right, we have formed a tip back, which I didn't think we'd do. But I'm not exactly sure. Are we supposed to wet this? Are we supposed to add a few drops of water to this here? There's actually no. So, just saying on the back, run the brush under a tap, right? So, well, let's just do it step by step. I've done that. Run the brush under a tap. Then it says, it looks like it's saying, dip it in this solution. Well, this solution is really more of a right. So you do that, and then I guess, do you leave it? You leave that, and then it says you rinse it off or you wash it. You wash it, apparently. And it should foam or something. Oh yeah, I see. And then you dry, apparently, so I don't know whether I'm doing this right, I really don't. Let me try doing it that way. Ah, now that has made a massive difference if you do it that way. So you just get some on the tip, and then once it's on the tip, just gently wipe, twist and pull. Very, very gently twist and pull. And then you end up with a lovely tip back. So there we've got the tip. It doesn't fall away when you start touching any, painting with it. It doesn't start splaying straight away. And yeah, so I guess that works. I mean, that's just one brush. Let me find one of the ones. So this one's not too bad. Now this one's more dirty than sort of out of shape as such. So we'll do the same. Give it a wash in some water. Just so you can see there's still quite a bit of dirt on there. And then let's get that on there. Twist and pull. And yeah, the black is coming away from the tip. That's just one pass through, and you can see that the jet black has already faded to so we've now got a dark brown, and another pass through. There we go. That's not if we're a bit more vigorous with the tip there over the top of the surface. And there we go. Completely clean. And we're back to the natural finish. So I'd have to give that a thumbs up. Yeah, that seems to work very well. And obviously I shall carry on using that, and I shall report any other, if there's any sort of problems with it anywhere. Here we've got a big one. We're just going to quickly try this one, because this is a lot bigger. And these are notorious for trying to keep a tip on, because it just won't retain its tip because it's so big. So I'm not expecting it to do much on this, but we'll see. Of course, the next test will be to see how it reacts with paint that goes on once it's dry. There we go. and it has to say, I have to say, just one pass, and that has given me the pointed tip back. Now I can guarantee you I've tried for weeks with these brushes like this, the bigger ones, to try and get these tips back, and I've just not been able to do it. The only way I could do it was with a small amount of hairspray sprayed over the tip to try and hold it in position, and that only really worked on the smaller ones. Once you got up to the bigger brushes, it didn't really seem to work. So I mean, you've seen for yourself there, that's amazing. So yeah, I recommend that at the moment. I will come back to that in a few weeks and let you know how I've gotten on with it and if I still recommend it. But at the moment, it's a big thumbs up from me, and I really think it could be helpful in saving brushes. And not only that, the money I pay on some of the bigger brushes, the more expensive ones, for the price of this was £10.95 off of eBay, and I would guess that this will last years. I mean, I've barely, well, I haven't touched it. This is just going to last forever, and I think that's a small price to pay when you think some of these brushes, the Winsor & Newton 7 series, they go up to £37 for 6 brushes. These Humbrol ones were £14 for 6, and these Harder and Steenbeck ones I got reduced in a sale for 16 or was it £18? I can't remember, for 6. And yeah, you need to look after them. Not so much the cheap ones that you pay £2 for, but even them, you know, a little bit of care with them, and they'll serve you well. So that's the brush preserver. So that just leaves this beast here. Let me just see what I know what this is. At least I think I do. There's the knife. I'm just going to take the label off the front. Now, unless I'm mistaken, this is from my very good friend Sam over in Northern Ireland, although it was bought through a mutual friend of ours, Paul Bretland, who runs ISM. And this is Paul was selling some of his kits off, and one of the kits he had for sale was a Porsche. Was it a 911? I can't remember now, but I fell in love with this Porsche 911, and I was going to buy it, and I hemmed and hawed over whether I could afford it, and I went away and I worked out my figures. It wasn't expensive, really. I think it was a fairly reasonable price. He asked for, I think it was 15 plus postage. And I worked out I could do it. Anyway, I come back only to find out that it had been sold, and I'd missed out on it. Well, then I found out that Sam had bought it, and Sam had bought it for me. Sam is a mad man. Not in the true sense of the word. He's a very good friend, and I really do appreciate what he does I did send him some photos up of Formula One that I think he would appreciate. I'm trying to play catch up all the time and it doesn't work. He's a very, very, very generous man. And what a kit. What a kit that is. Let me just... This is beautiful. So it's a Porsche 911 GT2. And I'm just really pleased I've got this. £15 this was, plus postage. I don't think you'd get it for that brand new. I'm almost certain you wouldn't. And oh, this is just going to look so amazing on my shelf. It really is. Sam. Again, I don't know what to say. This is twice, three times, four times. Yes, I've received something through the post from Sam. I'm always lost for words. That some people are just so generous. They're generous beyond comprehension. Sam is such a nice man, and he's a lovely bloke to talk to. And I love having our conversations with it when there's just us in the room. He's been through a lot of similar life events to me, so he can relate to some of the things that I've been through, and I relate to some of the things he's been through as well. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sam. So there it is, the Porsche 911 GT2. I will be doing a review on this, so I'm dying to tear into this and start building this straight away, but I'm going to restrain myself because I want to do an inbox review and I want to do a genuine one, so that it's I don't like doing the reviews where we've had a look in, we've had a good rummage around, and then we come on camera and do the review. It's all false then, because you've seen inside, you know what's coming, and then they're just false in my eyes then. So I want to do the genuine thing, so I'll have a look at that when I do the review, and you will see my reactions as well. So in fact, here's the other kit that he sent me. So it was another Porsche. So these are the two kits Sam sent me. We've got the 962C, which is the shell with the shell livery in, and then the, is it called Tazon Star Card Porsche 911 GT2. And the odd thing is, I hate decaling, but I love cars, and I love seeing the cars like this. And I've now settled on my method of decaling. Everyone's got to fit into their own groove, their own way of doing something. And until you find that, you're pinching bits of people's ideas here and there, and you're not really got anything of your own. And you'll know, because then there'll come a point where you'll start to fit in the groove of the way you're going to do your decals or whatever it is you're attempting, and that's where I'm at. I now do, when I do my decals, the reason I hated them so much was because I would inevitably pick something up, or my palm would catch something, and then it would ruin that decal, and from then on I was always playing catch up. It would just look a mess at the end. So now I normally start like I'll do the bottom, and then I'll leave it overnight to dry, and then I'll come and do the side, and it will be from front to back, left hand side or right hand side, and then I'll flip it round, and if I'm able to, I'll do the other side. But what I normally do then is leave it overnight again, and then the next day I'll do the other side again. This time it will be from back, so from left to right, and leave that to set, and then I'll go over the top and do the top. Or if it's a 4-dimension, sort of like a more of a boxy thing, I'll do the back and then the front and then the top. And that is my routine for decals. It's a slow process. I don't get it done very quickly, but I do get them done, and I get them done without a lot of hassle, which is the main thing. So anyway, that's been the letterbox drop or mail drop with impromptu review on the brush restorer and cleaner medium. Hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and all that's left for me to say is enjoy your modelling, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.